The muscle up is a compound exercise that utilizes both an explosive pull-up and a front dip. The muscle up can be broken down into three components. The first component is the pulling motion. In this motion, you simply do an explosive pull-up. At the top of this explosive pull-up, you reach the second component of the muscle up, which is a transition. From here, you rotate your wrist and continue your upward motion until your chest rests on the top of the bar. Now you're ready for the third component. The third component is the front dip, in which you simply lift yourself up off the bar until you are fully extended. After these three motions are completed, a full muscle up has been done. Now that you understand each component of the muscle up, let's break it down so that you can master each part so that you can put them together into one fluid motion. Let's start first with the pulling motion of the muscle up. I suggest that you should be able to do 10 to 15 normal pull-ups before you actually attempt to do any sort of muscle up. After you're able to do 10 to 15 pull-ups with no problem, you should then move on to doing weighted pull-ups. These help build your pulling strength and will only strengthen your muscle up when it comes time to start training it. The next exercise you should practice is explosive pull-ups. These are essential in being able to do a fluid muscle up. These types of pull-ups differ from normal ones because the goal is not to just get your chin above the bar, but rather to explode upwards with your pulling motion and get your body as high as possible above the bar. A good goal is to try and get your upper abdomen above the bar entirely. Getting better at these kind of pull-ups will improve your ability to transition into the dipping motion of the pull-up. When doing these explosive pull-ups, make sure to swing outwards and up. Imagine making a C-shaped curve. This curve will help later with the muscle up. The next component to practice is the pushing part. You want to find a straight bar and begin practicing front dips. You should be able to do 5 to 8 dips before you attempt a muscle up, because otherwise you will not be able to complete a full fluid muscle up, since the dip and pull up are equally important. While practicing your front dips, make sure you go nice and low in this movement. This will help you build a full range of motion and will help in your ability to perform a smooth muscle up. The last component is the transition. This part will be learned more naturally, and if you are good at explosive pull-ups, it will be a piece of cake. But if you want more practice, you can do slow negative muscle ups. Find a low bar and then hop up on it. From here, slowly let yourself down, trying to go as slow as possible through the transition. Make sure to keep your grip loose at all times so you can allow your arms and wrists to rotate smoothly. Before you move on to the actual muscle up, it is important to note that you really should practice and hit these general guidelines of the muscle up. Otherwise, you are susceptible to injury. Because if you lack the correct strength, you will likely be doing chicken wing muscle ups. These kind of muscle ups put a tremendous strain on your shoulder and are not worth the risk. Like anything in calisthenics, it is important to grow and become strong over time so you can stay healthy. And after you build that good foundation, you will learn the movement with more grace and safety than if you had rushed it. Okay, so after you can do 5 to 8 explosive pull-ups and 5 to 8 dips, you can begin attempting muscle ups. To begin, you're going to want to use some momentum. This means a little bit of a swing to your pull-up. Normally, you want to be in total control at all times with no swing, but the muscle up is a bit of an exception when you're learning it at first. Begin by creating a slight swing. From here, it is crucial to pull at the exact moment when you're at the peak of swinging forward. When you're at this point, begin your pull-up. This will set you up to create a good C-shaped pull-up that is necessary for a proper muscle up. The first mistake most people make when they try and train the muscle up is they try to pull straight upwards. If you think about the mechanics of the body, when you pull straight upwards, your arms lock up and you jam yourself in this sort of way. And you will have great difficulty pulling yourself up over the bar. If you watch anyone who can do a muscle up, they utilize this C shape in their pulling. What this does is it allows space for your body and arms to rise up over the bar naturally. Imagine you are almost pulling yourself out and then back towards the bar in a small little arc. Somewhere near the peak of your pull-up, you should try engaging your legs. This will give you a little bit more momentum and help you get up over the bar. There's no exact correct moment to do it, so it should be whenever it feels natural. At the height of the pull-up, make sure to keep your grip loose so you can swing your arms up over the bar. At this point, you should bring your chest in and then you'll be in a low dip. From here, you can simply push upwards to complete the movement. Make sure you keep practicing the muscle up and have fun with it. As always, I hope you master the movement and keep having fun with calisthenics, because that's the only point of doing it. Have fun and keep grinding.